Um, where we left off is about the last dragon.
Yes. I was asking, how you worked directly with Mark and you helped him, I believe, do a sweep and a rollout.
Timok was a dancer predominantly. He was a real good dancer. So he had the. Could you hear? Can you hear me?
Yeah, but you know what? Let's just start from the beginning because we have some people who just joined us. So
Okay.
you have a 6 degree black belt in Taekwondo. You're an electric knight under ninjutsu. You also have you are a black sash instructor level in Shaolin Kung Fu.
Right.
Right. And so you were a stunt coordinator for some very well known films, one of them being The Last Dragon, where you worked directly with Mac. You instructed him.
Yes. So Timok was really a beginner martial artist as well as an excellent dancer, and they called Sifu Roman to instruct a fight scene.
Mm-hmm.
And what happened was Timok wasn't the greatest, but he had great kicks because of his
Right.
flexibility.
Mm-hmm.
So Sifu Rome, alongside myself, demonstrated some things where I would do it slow motion so Timok can follow.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, what happened was he would do a slow motion, and they slowed the camera down so
Right.
that when he did it in real time, it looked like he was actually doing it quickly.
Okay.
It was a camera trick, but that's when they had the glow, the song "The
Okay.
Glow,"
Good.
and that's the thing. Everybody had the glow, um, and because he idolized Bruce Lee,
Yes.
you know, we had to show him how to correctly do a sweep.
Right.
But he was a nice guy, very humble spirit, and that movie led to other movies.
And a sweep is what?
A sweep is when you take one leg and slide it on the ground lightly to knock your opponent off of balance, and
Right.
then you can take the other foot and do damage with that by continuing to knock your opponent down.
Right. Okay. And so
Hey
you also
now,
okay.
Emperor. Yeah.
Empress back. So you also worked on another classic film. The Last Dragon was a classic film, as well as oh my gosh, Coming to America. There
Coming
was
to
a
America.
African stick fighting scene with Eddie
Yep.
Murphy and
Arsenio.
Arsenio Hall. And what did you do there?
Well, I went through the motions to show Arsenio Hall how to, well, same thing, same motion, just with a stick.
Okay.
Sweeping an opponent, following through with the stick on top. So
Yes.
you will sweep the stick on the floor, carrying it around motion,
Right.
you opposite side of the stick
Uh huh.
to finish your.
Right. So you also work with on the film Fallen with Denzel Washington. You
Yes,
worked
yes.
with what was that other movie with
I
James Russo?
James Russo with Condition Red.
Right.
Um, the films go on and on,
Right. The films
but
go on and on because you've had a very 40-year career in film as well, not just as a stunt coordinator, but as an actor.
right, New York Undercover. I was Sergeant Cuffell
Uh-huh.
in New York Undercover,
Mm-hmm.
but you know, that's just some of the films. A lot of things, I'm an activist.
Right.
You know, I'm into saving people in my community and helping them out. I
Okay.
was a director of the Guardian Angels,
Right.
and the Guardian Angels is a volunteer group.
Right.
So whereas though it was started by Curtis Sliwa in New York
Uh-huh.
City,
Uh-huh.
we wore the red berets,
Right.
we marched down the street,
And
nonviolent.
you were a regional director. You wasn't just a member. You were in charge of all of Philadelphia as a regional director. you train them because they don't have weapons. They only have a whistle. So they had to know how to. Okay.
How to do hand-to-hand combat, right? We patrolled the subways in New York and Philadelphia. We walked in dangerous areas where the elderly was afraid to walk at night.
Right.
And we just kept the streets safe.
Okay.
Now,
Now,
we assisted police departments in every city.
The Guardian Angels actually made some headlines today, but that's a story for another time. I want to move on to some of your bodyguard work and how you use your martial arts and bodyguard work. A lot of time bodyguards will use, weapons, firearms, and things like that, but sometimes you can try not to escalate it and use your martial arts because you was a bodyguard for Boys to Men, CC Peniston. Right. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, when you're bodyguarding, you always remember safety first.
Right.
And, by me being a former police officer, you're taught de-escalation.
Right.
And, no matter what kind of situation you walk into or are confronted with, if it's irate, you make the I'm going to say the aggressor feel as though that you're on their side and you understand where they're coming from.
Right.
All situations aren't just de-escalated, easily, but because you are trained, and I'm trained,
right.
you always try to talk it down first.
Right.
When you can't and situation may arise, you may have to get physical, but it's not a long physical battle.
Right.
Because you always size the person up and know what you're going to do before they even think of it. But, R&B artists, you really it's just more of a presence.
Right.
And it's more riot control. But when
right.
you're doing body work for rap artists or someone a more violent, I'm not going to say violent situation, but, with the gangster rap, you just, you know how to approach the situation differently.
Okay.
That's how that works.
Okay, that's interesting. Very, very interesting. So you talked about your bodyguard work, and you have some notoriety too, in terms of. Am I right or am I right? Am I wrong or am I wrong? the huh? What did I miss?
I know you're right. You're right.
Okay.
Right. One question previous. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay. One prior situation that I talk about that was kind of dear to my heart was the time that I was just on Atlantic City, and I was there for a wedding with a friend of mine, and I never walked the boardwalk because I don't like the seagulls. The seagulls on the boardwalk are very territorial.
Mm-hmm.
If you get funnel cake or get a hot dog, you just don't know where they are. They swooping down, trying to take your food from you, and they come in groves. But one time, myself and a lady, we were there, because she'd never been to the boardwalk, and I heard a woman screaming, and I looked around, and I said, "Do you hear that?" She said, "Yeah, it's coming from over there." So I had a suit on, and she had her dress on, so I got my little jog on to see what the noise was, and the closer I got, the young lady said, my baby's drowning. And I looked, and all I could see was flash. Well, I mean, I don't see anybody trying to help her. So I went on the pier that was adjacent to the Taj Mahal, and I threw my jacket off, and I dove in the water. And as I was swimming, the water was salty. As I was swimming, it dawned on me that I was swimming in the Atlantic Ocean. And along comes the Atlantic Ocean. You know, there's sharks and whales and all kinds of fish in there that you don't know of.
In the New Jersey, on New Jersey shore, there's shark sightings all the time.
Right. So I got this kind of aura over my body of fear. But I said my mission is to grab this young girl because all I could think of, it could be my daughter.
Right.
So I swam and swam. When I got to her, I grabbed her and I said, look, I'm down, I have. And she said, do you have me? I said, I have you. I said, hold on to my neck and don't let go.
Okay.
So all I can remember is through the training that I've had was to get on my back and do the elementary back. Because what hit me is sharks come to splashing water and blood. Well, she was splashing in water, but she wasn't bleeding. So I held her arm and I, kicked as far as I could and, waved my arm until I got her, until I was getting tired. And when I looked up, I said, wow, I know I wasn't that far from the shore. So I kept getting, waving my right arm until when I was getting muscle failure, I looked up, people were walking in the water grabbing me. And,
wow.
She said, thank you so much, thank you so much. And the family hugged me and what have you, and the news media came, and a lot of people surrounded me, and, that was a thing that I really remember because you never know where God will put you at a certain time.
Right.
Just you have to be ready. So,
exactly.
That, and here I am, talking to you on Instagram.
And I am so excited and I feel so blessed that you're here with me today. You were actually a godsend for me because I have been looking. Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me? I was just saying that you were a godsend to me because I have been looking for
someone. I consider myself a hero. I consider myself a person that was there.
Okay. So we have a sound issue, Lamar?
Yes.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Lamar, I hear you now.
Listening.
Okay. So listen, tell us what students will learn. Anybody who tell us what tell us what people will learn when they come and train with you at our first workshop seminar in Tazewell, Virginia.
No, I hear you. No, it said low battery, but go ahead. I'm in.
Tell us what our students
I can hear you. Can you hear
learn
me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
I can hear you.
Okay, so tell us what our students are going to learn,
I hear
or
you.
anyone. Maybe you can't hear me. Tell us what students are going to learn.
What people will learn, they will learn self-confidence. They will learn self-discipline. They will learn flexibility.
Okay. That's wonderful. So we haven't exactly scheduled the
I'm here.
works.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. So we haven't scheduled this workshop yet. We're still waiting to find out if we'll be approved for the
I can hear you. Go
facility.
ahead.
Uh,
What it is,
okay.
it's a delay.
Okay. So we are waiting
They're going
to
to learn self-confidence.
oh,
They're going to learn self-respect, self-discipline, the correct way to punch, the correct and proper way to kick. They're going to learn more than just forms and how to use themselves as a weapon. Learn how to be humble and how to de-escalate situations, walk away from things that they can avoid.
that's great. That's great. I see a lot of people are checking in, saying how wonderful you are, Mr. Bruno. Giving you, Mr. Burno. Oh my gosh, somebody's gonna have to fix that in me. Giving you so many 5 stars. Providing protection for all of your celebrities. You work around the clock to ensure high quality protection at your awards. Someone else said they have had great experience working with you, which is why I am sure that anyone who signs up for your workshop in Tazewell, Virginia will benefit greatly. If anyone can hear me, please go and follow Lamar Bruno at Lamar Bruno on Instagram. You can also find him as Prince
Thank
Bernard
you.
on Facebook.
Thank you, Mr.
You can
Bundy.
you can click on my bio and you can follow ohdokwontkd there, and then you can also tune in and check us out for future lives.